Like I said, I'm really just focusing on listening to folks in terms of what we're doing well and what we need to improve upon. Obviously, once I can pull all that together, I'm looking at a lot of data that tells us around how our students are performing at different grade levels in different subject areas. I'm looking about climate surveys with our staff and for our students about how folks feel when they come into our schools and how that makes them feel. Looking about our teachers and staff, how do we recruit, how do we retain the very best staff? And so I'm looking at a lot of that now and talking to folks to really identify what are those areas that we need to improve upon. My plan is to report out to our school board and the community in April at the April school board meeting. Around here's what I've found in the first 3 months being here, and then come back in June with here's some recommendations and action steps. If you talk about what are some specific changes, I'll have those a little bit later in terms of what that's going to look like and how I feel like we're going to go about doing that and how that's going to make us better.
I'm Rick and Scott.
I'm Noah King.
I'm Naomi Francis.
I'm Maya Neal.
I'm Jamar Morris.
I'm Kyle Schreier.
I'm Kelly Tyson.
I'm Gabriel Williams.
I'm Addison Burns.
I'm Brady Cabala.
I'm Chloe Hillary.
I'm Dylan Strickler, and these are the stories tonight on 20 Minutes. Welcome back, North Nation. For our first show of 2025, we are bringing to you a special edition 20 Minutes broadcast with an interview of our new Stafford County Superintendent, who has more than 20 years of leadership experience and recently served as Superintendent of Loudoun County Public Schools, Superintendent Dr. Daniel Smith. Kyle Schreier had the wonderful opportunity to sit down one-on-one in this exclusive interview and learn more about Dr. Smith and what he plans to bring to Stafford County. All right, well, thanks for sitting down with us. To the questions, what led you to Stafford County?
So first, I just wanted to say hello. So my name is Daniel Smith. I'm serving as a superintendent in Stafford County, and I'm just so pleased to be here. So thanks for inviting me today. Thanks for talking to me. I'm excited about the questions that you have. What led me to Stafford County? I will say I was really attracted by all of the great things taking place in Stafford County already. I think Stafford County is growing. As you know, we're getting bigger pretty quickly with lots of new students, lots of new people coming into Stafford County. And then just some of the work that was already taking place, especially around specialty centers, our focus on how we can ensure each and every student is prepared to be successful when they leave schools here in Stafford County. That really attracted me, and that kind of goes into the strategic plan for Stafford County that really focuses on each and every kid achieving at their maximum potential. It's focusing on our teachers and staff so that they can do that important job of educating every single kid, and so that was really appealing to me. Just seemed like a fantastic opportunity for me and my family.
That's great. I saw some of your past experiences. What your past experiences with teaching?
Yeah, so I grew up down in the Tidewater area, and I went to JMU, so for my undergraduate degree, and got my degree in teaching there. My first teaching position actually was in Kotzebue, Alaska, which is in the far northwest corner of Alaska. It's 30 miles above the Arctic Circle, so I was able to teach. It was a smaller school, so it was middle and high school together, taught middle school and high school. I was the basketball coach, I was the wrestling coach, I did a little bit of everything up there, and just an incredible experience up there. Wanted to come back to Virginia. My wife and I wanted to come back, wanted to buy a house, go back to school, a lot of other things, and so we did come back, and I lived in the Shenandoah Valley and taught elementary school. So I got to teach pre-K through 5th grade there, and so again, loved the little kids, but then had done elementary, middle, and high school, and so wanted to have the opportunity. I got my master's degree from Shenandoah University, and right after I got my master's degree, I was asked to be an assistant principal at an elementary school. So I was an elementary assistant principal for a little while, and then I was a principal at an elementary school at a small rural elementary school that had about 250 kids, pre-K through 7th grade. Then I had the opportunity to open up a new middle school. So I don't know if you know Luray Caverns, but I opened up Luray Middle School as the founding principal there. They didn't have middle schools in that county at the time, and so we opened up a new middle school in a building that was built in 1913. And so fantastic experience there. And then I went down to Virginia Beach for about 10 years as a middle school and high school principal there, and then I've been in Northern Virginia ever since. So I served as the principal at Lake Braddock Secondary School, which is the largest school in the state, had about 4,400 kids at Lake Braddock, And then since then, I've been in Loudoun County as the chief of staff and acting superintendent there. So I've had a number of experiences teaching K through 12, been a principal at the elementary, middle, high, and secondary level, and then served as acting superintendent and chief of staff. And so I've really relied on a lot of those experiences to help me here in this role and thinking about how we can make sure we're meeting the needs of each and every student, understanding what happens at the elementary level, supports our middle school years, but then also prepares our students for high school so that we can make sure that they're graduating on time and ready to be successful. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me and my teaching career, but yeah, I think it's helped me to be here and be ready to go here in Stafford County.
All right, quite the long career.
Yeah.
What are your key focuses coming into the Stafford County schools?
So one of the things that's I think really nice about Stafford County is we're doing a lot of great work already, and it allows me to come into Stafford County just to be able to listen to folks, to hear about what are some of the things that are going really well, what are some things we do well here. Also allows me to ask what are some things that we can improve and how we can get better. And so I'm really focusing on taking these first couple months just to listen to folks, to meet students and talk with them, to talk with our teachers and staff, and talk with our parents in our community. And so we've had 6 sessions thus far. They're usually in the evening for staff and for parents and community members and students, where we've just done that and just listened to folks. Whatever they'd like to share in terms of what we're doing well and what we need to get better at, we've listened. We also have an online form for folks to submit it. And so I'm really just focusing on listening a lot so that all of that information really help me focus on what do we need to focus on? What do we need to get better at? And so I don't know that I have my finger on exactly what that needs to look like right now, because I am really focusing on listening to our folks about what we need to focus on.
Yeah, finding the right needs and stuff. Where did your love of teaching come from?
Where did my love of teaching come from? I would say I wasn't sure in college what I wanted to do, and I took a course in adolescent psychology that really talked about the way the brain works and growth development and how we learn, and I was really inspired by that. And then I started with student teaching. I actually did some student teaching at Broadway High School in the Shenandoah Valley, and I just fell in love with it from there, and just how much we can have an impact on individual students. And then when you think about a teacher as a class as a whole, I wanted to go to administration because I felt that I could have a larger impact on, as an assistant principal or principal of the building as a whole. And then that's what led me here today, so that I feel like by making some of the decisions can really impact the 32,000 students that we have here in Stafford County.
All right, yeah. I know the specialty centers were like a big talk and stuff and a big focus. What are the futures of the specialty center?
So we are working through that. We do have a plan to open up a business and IT specialty center at Colonial Forge next year. So that is, as you know, that application is out there for our incoming freshmen and for our other programs. That actually ends today, so for folks to be able to submit that application. So we're opening up the Colonial Forge Specialty Center next year. And we're discussing and making plans for, we have 2 more to go, 1 more here at North Stafford and 1 at High School 6, in terms of what those need to look like. And I know there's been some initial talks about what those need to look like, but I want to make sure that we've really talked to our students, to our staff, and our community, that make sure we're meeting those needs, and we're preparing students for jobs that exist in our community. And so to make sure that we're really meeting those needs. And so we're taking the time to do that now, to make sure that we get it right, so we can have those plans in place to open up additional specialty centers.
Yeah, amazing opportunities and stuff. Yeah, what are some of the changes? Do you have any ideas for upcoming changes in the future?
I really don't. Like I said, I'm really just focusing on listening to folks in terms of what we're doing well and what we need to improve upon. Obviously, once I can pull all that together, I'm looking at a lot of data that tells us around how our students are performing at different grade levels in different subject areas. I'm looking about climate surveys with our staff and for our students about how folks feel when they come into our schools and how that makes them feel. Looking about our teachers and staff, how do we recruit, how do we retain the very best staff? And so I'm looking at a lot of that now and talking to folks to really identify what are those areas that we need to improve upon. my plan is to report out to our school board and the community in April at the April school board meeting. Around here's what I've found in the first 3 months being here, and then come back in June with here's some recommendations and action steps. As you talk about what are some specific changes, I'll have those a little bit later in terms of what that's going to look like and how I feel like we're going to go about doing that and how that's going to make us better.
Yeah. You gave a lot. Where can we stay up to date with all the latest school news and information?
So on our website, you will find there's a link to departments and talks a little bit about us. It will share what I've termed as my entry plan. And so this is what I'm planning on doing the first 3 months here in Stafford County, some of the people that I plan to talk to, some of the data I plan to look at, the connection sessions that I referenced. And so that is all there. There's also some charts that show my progress on each one of those areas. We update that weekly in terms of the progress and what's taking place. And then there's also an online submission form there. So if you'd like to submit your thoughts on what we're doing well, what we can do better, and what we want to focus most on, there's an opportunity for you to submit your feedback there to make sure that's included. So I would say that's probably the best place. We also try to stay up to date on social media on some of the things that are taking place day to day, but I would say our website is probably the best place.
Yeah, great. I'll have to give it check it out.
Yeah.
And thanks for interviewing us. It was an honor.
Thanks, very appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for tuning in to this special edition 20 Minutes broadcast. Special thanks to Superintendent Dr. Daniel Smith for the opportunity to talk with him today. We hope you enjoyed learning more about our wonderful superintendent. We know we did. See you once again in our next broadcast coming soon.